Hello, it's me, Steady Eddie from the YouTube. Now, I haven't done a video like this for a while, where I just sit at the camera and talk about something. I'm in the middle of doing a big edit for another video though, and I figured it would be a nice time to just sort of do a video like this where I sit and talk and maybe get a bit ragey. Why ragey? Because I'm angry. If anyone hasn't been following up with Ashes of Creation, recently Lucky Ghost, a content creator, put out a video talking about the flagging system in Ashes of Creation. Ashes of Creation is going to be a game where PvP is always enabled. However, to prevent pointless griefing and things like that, PvP where it's not needed, and to allow people to actually just sort of do what they need to do in the game, there is a flagging system where if you attack someone, you get marked as a criminal, you get debuffs, things like that. And Lucky Ghost was sort of saying that this system doesn't work. Now, I disagreed with his video on the basis that I think his idea of the AOC flagging system was that it's going to be a one-to-one model with Lineage 2, which it's not. And Stephen Sheriff, the director of Intrepid Studios, actually commented on that video, going more in depth into what the system should be. However, I'm not here to talk about that video. In fact, I'm not here to talk about the reactions to that video. I'm not here to talk about anything but the comments. Because there's a type of MMO player that has kind of become more and more prominent over the last few years, which is the kind of player that leaves comments like this. Elite Patriot says, well, I for one won't play a always PvP game. Good grammar, by the way. So there is that. Now, this comment got me thinking. It got me thinking real hard. I'm a bit of a thinker in my spare time, and I went to go and think specifically and meditate specifically about this comment. I climbed up a mountain. There were views for miles. I was walking up, and soon the sounds of people drowned out, and all I could hear was nature and the sound of wind hitting my ears, and it was beautiful. And I meditated on this comment, specifically thinking about this. Well, I for one won't play an always PvP game, so there is that. And then it struck me, as I was looking over the valleys of the mountains in front of me, the beautiful sort of expanse of land gave me these visions in my head, and I realized, if you don't like a game, you don't have to play it. I know, this might be crazy, this might be news for you, but if you don't like a game, if the game doesn't sound like it's for you, you don't have to play the game. And it's something that's been driving me mental. There are comments. This guy, it occurred to me, this guy might be a troll, but there are comments upon comments with stuff exactly like this. This game will fail if it doesn't cater for the non-PvP audience. This game is doomed to fail if it stays like this. PvP is never popular. No one likes it. This isn't the majority of MMO players. Well, let me tell you this is the biggest crowd-funded game in recent history. And maybe, I don't know if it's the biggest, it's one of the biggest, I don't care. It's driving me insane. This game doesn't have to be for you. In fact, this game doesn't have to be for the majority of the MMO population. Why does every single game that exists now, that comes out, that's in development, seem to have this aura of like, it has to be made specifically for you? It doesn't. If you don't like the idea of the game, you don't have to play it. And Ashes of Creation, I don't know whether it's because it was a Kickstarter project and there's a sort of entitlement because the idea of the game, it wouldn't exist if not for the people who funded it. But unless you funded it, why do you give a fucking shit? And to be honest, if you funded it without realizing the game that it actually is, then you're fucking stupid. And yes, I understand there's an argument that a PvP MMO won't appeal to the maximum possible MMORPG audience, to which I say, who gives a flying fuck? I have more respect for a developer studio that has a plan and executes it well, rather than a developing studio that sort of flip-flops about and doesn't know what they want to do with the game and ends up just sort of doing every single thing and trying to cater to every single player, because that game it's going to fail. It's going to fail because the developers don't know what they want. That's it. That's the video. I don't feel like I need to expand on the idea that these players that seem to want every single MMO nowadays to be just for them are bad. All right? It's just a terrible attitude to have. If someone has a vision for a game, let them execute it, and if it's not the game for you, you don't have to play it. And at that point, if the game fails, why do you give a shit? And there are videos upon videos explaining why actually Ashes of Creation will work as a PvP MMO. I'm not going to explain these points in this video because this video isn't really even about Ashes of Creation. It's about my anger at this sort of particular entitlement that seems to have possessed a large swathe of MMO players at the moment, and it's driving me nuts. Instead of milking 8 minutes with these points, I'm just going to link some of these other videos down below. I'm going to end the video there. I usually do video essay type videos at the moment, but if you want to see more just talking to the camera rants like this, a good way is to leave a comment, like, subscribe, whatever. YouTube algorithm, please bless me. See you later. Bye. Like and subscribe, please. Please, I need you to like and subscribe, please. I'm begging you. I'm begging you.